Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BWG Game Club. I'm your host, Peter, with my friends, Johnny Bag of Donuts.
Hey.
And the light skin Aaron.
Hey, that's me, baby.
Jaeger. I shouldn't say Jaeger. People will not know who Aaron is.
About to bite my finger, baby, and transform, kid. What's up?
What is the BWG Game Club? It is a podcast where we pick a game. We play that game week by week until we finish it, and each week we get together and discuss the section we played. This time around, we are playing Spec Ops The Line. Last week, we got separated from the group. We made it all the way back to the beginning of the game where we did that helicopter section. Darude came in once again, messed everything up. That all happened after Lugo shot and killed the radio man, because we did get to confront the radio man, and Lugo was not too friendly with him.
No, siree.
So the radio man is dead. We have been separated from our squad. We are still in Dubai, but let's see what happens this week, because this week we had to play to the end of the game. We finished. This is the finale. The season finale for Spec Ops The Line.
My favorite parts. When we finish the games.
I know, right? This is becoming a thing now.
I know.
Third game under our belt.
I'm loving it. Games, baby.
Now, fellas, tell me your general thoughts of this final sequence of Spec Ops The Line.
John, do you want to take the reins here?
Sure.
Okay.
Overall, slightly annoyed, but good.
I feel like it's annoyed by the combat sections more so than the story.
Yes.
Which I totally understand.
Yes. I would totally agree with that. I would agree with John about just like being annoyed about the combat sections, but like story-wise, man, I always bring it back to like playing Black Ops 3. And if anyone has ever played the campaign of Black Ops 3, you'll understand where I'm coming from. It's just wild. It's a wild ride. This like whole story was just a wild ride. I loved it. It was great.
Well, boys, let's dive into this final section.
It is cool. Like every time I load up the game, or at least where it goes to like the start menu's been different each time.
Right.
It loads up, which I thought was actually really cool.
And I think it goes along with where you are in the campaign.
Yeah, which is neat.
Walker snaps out of his daze, out of his vision that he's having. That's the one where he was walking toward the Eye of Sauron, aka the tower that Konrad is at. If you want to know more about that, you got to listen to our previous episode.
Facts. Go back, check it out.
The reason he snaps out of it is because Lieutenant Adams is screaming through the radio.
Walker, are you there?
God damn it, Walker. If you're alive, then fucking answer me.
Colonel.
What? It's Adams. Fuck, man. Where the hell are you?
I'm not sure yet. Lugo with you?
Nah, he's been dark since the helo went down.
Fuck. Well, where are you?
Just follow the smoke.
All right, I'm heading your way.
We are starting this section off right away, boys. Adams is pinned down by the 33rd. He's next to the helicopter that crashed last episode. We're a little ways away because, like I said, we got thrown from the helicopter. We have been separated. Now we have to go save Adams, and then we have to find Lugo. That's the objective. When we come up, all we have is a Desert Eagle. And guys, the Desert Eagle is my favorite gun.
It's my favorite gun as well, Peter, I will say. That and the 417.
It's a good gun, but I'm not going to carry it as a secondary.
Facts.
I did. I carried it with me throughout this whole entire final section.
Really?
I never got rid of it. It
That's
kills
crazy, bro.
It kills almost everyone in one shot. Even the secondary armored enemies.
The ones with the RP90s?
Yeah, those guys. The ones with the RP90s. You can kill them in one shot. So I made sure to keep that on me at all times and replenish the ammo whenever I could. But guys, how did it go trying to save Adams?
I don't think this section was hard at all.
Are you sure?
I died a lot through this whole section. Like
Well,
this
like-
section of our section we're talking about, but overall, I died a lot.
No, overall, I died a whole bunch. Yes. We'll get to one section that I had to retry like 6 times, and I was so angry. But this initial part right here was not bad.
So I
This
did it
part was
differently
fun.
than you, Pete. Like you stayed up on the platform and sniped people with the Desert Eagle. I jumped down
Yes.
and went right into it, and it
yeah.
got a little nutty right from the start.
Yeah, I made sure to clear the first enemies I saw
Yeah.
from up above, and then I jumped down. Had to get down there to help Adams out because he went down. And then you have a ton more enemies who are trying to flank you, who are in front of you, and Adams is out of this second half of the fight. So it's just you against these guys.
Yes, I remember this part. Never mind. I did die a lot here. This part sucked.
That's why I was like, are
This
you sure
part
this part wasn't hard?
Oh, dude.
Well, it sucks is like they throw grenades to flush you out, which I get and everything, but it's like because people take so many bullets, because your health goes down so quick, because for some reason the game doesn't like to acknowledge when you try to get into a wall or get out from a wall. It just there's a lot of like unnecessary deaths. I felt like I was like, oh my god, I was like, this is so stupid. I was like, I shouldn't be dying at this point.
Taking cover was probably the biggest obstacle in this whole section for me. Just trying to get into cover. It just didn't work at some points. Oh my god, it was just oh man. This whole section was just so difficult just in terms of gunfights and everything. Oh man.
You can tell that the game is really just throwing everything at you at this point.
Right.
We've reached a point where they're saying, you learned everything, you faced it all before, guess what? We're throwing it all at you at once now.
I picked up that same scar that you're using, the scar that you picked up in the beginning. I picked that up and I forgot what the button was to use the secondary. So I kept pressing like left and right on the D-pad and it wasn't doing anything. It was just switching between my throwables and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then after I got through with the section and I picked up a P90, I was like, wait, isn't it up? And he just went to the laser sight and I was like, sick. I was like, great. Could have used that grenade launcher way sooner.
It's funny. I had a couple of deaths somewhat similar to what you're talking about, but instead of trying to figure out what the secondary was, I'm trying to figure out what the button was to move the over the shoulder to the other.
Yes,
Oh.
John. Yes.
And it was so frustrating because like I'm a right hand sided guy. Like right, like I like my dot to be on the right side versus the left side, and it shouldn't really matter, but for some reason when it's on the left side, it just throws me off. So I like kept like not going up against the wall and then trying to like figure out how to get it over, and I would just die and I would be like, I just want to know how to do this.
There were definitely a couple moments, John, where I was trying to peek out a corner, but I needed to look over the left side, and I couldn't remember it. I was getting so annoyed. I was like, oh
Well, I'd be
my
like-
god,
I'd be
what
like,
is the
is
button?
it this one? And I throw a grenade. I was like, fuck. I was like, god damn it. I was like, it's not that. What is it? I'm hitting the left and right D-pad.
Wasn't it the sticks? You click in the
It's the
stick?
click in the
Yeah,
thumbstick.
you click in the
Yeah.
Clicking the
Of course, the
thumbstick.
last thing I tried. You know?
Right.
There is a heavy that does come at you in this portion. I threw every grenade and used all of my Scar grenade launcher on him. I was like, you're not getting anywhere near me.
Yep.
No heavy really provided a threat in this. They were probably the easiest ones for me.
Yeah.
Because all they do is just come at you,
Okay.
and you could just fucking like throw sticky bombs on them, or like just like you said, tag them with like the grenade launcher or just grenades, and then just like unload it to them. And I was like, okay, that was
Yeah.
fairly
Yeah. Hold my beer. We'll get to the part. Hold my beer. I'll turn that right upside down real quick. Dude. Oh my god.
We finish up that firefight. Adams finally gets back on his feet. We're ready to move on. We get a call from Lugo. He's alive, boys. We can get to him.
Walker, Adams, where the hell are you guys? I'm pinned down in Conrad's backyard. I got no weapon, and my fucking arm's broke.
Lugo! Lugo! Fuck, I lost him.
Signal puts him somewhere north of here.
That's a start. Let's move.
Adams is fucked up. He's like you see his right leg. He's got like 2 patched bullet holes. The back of his head, he's wrecked.
Yeah, he's
Dude,
got gauze like taped up on the back
Dude,
of his head.
he has seen some shit.
How did Lugo get so far away from?
I don't
these
know,
guys?
dude.
He must have been thrown out before Walker was thrown out, because Walker was thrown out pretty close to the end. So
Right.
pretty close to where it crashed. Adams had to have been in the crash. Lugo must have been thrown out way before. But of course, we were only following Walker, so we don't know when that happened. The firefights continue, and we have a bunch of them, and we're just going to talk about all of them right now because it's pretty much just one after the other.
Yeah.
But guys, we have to fight through several yachts, and you can tell that where we're standing used to be water.
Yeah.
There was definitely water here because there's a bunch of boats.
I didn't even think of that. I literally didn't even think of that. Wow. Yo, that's wild. I ain't never going to Dubai, bro. Sandstorms up the yin yang, kid. It ain't happening. No way. I'm out. Keep me out of there. Tell you what, it's a boat graveyard and it's a Captain Walker graveyard because I died about like 4 times.
Oh yeah, all the deaths just blended together.
I do want to ask you guys, just overall, is there any portion that you want to discuss? Anything that happened during this firefight or these multiple firefights that you want to go dive into?
I think in terms of structure and the way that they make the people come out, I think they could have done it a little better than the way they did it. I can see why they did it, like to catch you off guard in some of them. And it did. It caught me off guard, but I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Because like I would think that it's over and then boom, 2 enemies come around the corner, I get blasted and then I die. And I'm like, okay, well, great. Awesome. Now I have to go through this whole fight all over again. It was just, I just think the structure of the gunfights could be a little bit better.
I just think that this is the first time in the game where I felt like it really wasn't that creative as far as like what we were fighting through. And it was kind of just like what you're saying before is, they've decided we're going to throw people at you that are difficult. And it's just going to be more of like a difficulty challenge versus just working towards story and having some like unique settings. But at this point, I was like, I just want to get through to the end of the story and find out what's going on. Like, I didn't need to have all these challenges of gunfights.
But they weren't letting you make it there without them.
Right.
Facts.
In between 2 of the firefights, we get another call from Lugo.
Walker, Adams, you guys still out there?
We read you, Lugo.
Oh, thank fucking Christ.
Where are you now?
Hold up in some half-buried yacht. The one with the pissed-off soldiers swarming around it. You can't miss it.
All right, keep out of sight. We're coming to get you.
Gotta move, Walker. Patrol headed this way. There they are. Too fucking late.
We got to get to the yacht to save Lugo. Another firefight happens directly after that conversation with him.
Yeah.
So we're back into it. I got to say, with this section, I took my time. I stayed behind cover, popped shots slowly. I was not trying to move anywhere quickly just because the moment you did, all weapons trained on you, every soldier trying to take you out.
I wish I would have done that. I wasn't only trying to get like fancy with some of the stuff, but I was just like trying to get through it. And they do not reward you for any of that. It's like, have you ever seen the movie 300 and they're just staring at the arrows as they're coming in? That's how it felt. Every time you popped out of cover, it's just, there's a section right now, literally right here on the screen. Peter's taking cover and there's guys inside the boat shooting from the side. Dude, pissed. So angry. Because I threw 2 grenades in there. And I think I killed one guy, but I didn't kill the other. Oh my God.
I think the main thing is like there's so many guys, and like you said, they focus fire on you when you pop up. Which, all right, I get it. You're the enemy. That's fine. But the problem is you get hit instantly and almost die. Right? Your health is just drained down, and you have to stay behind cover to regain your health. But then they're again flushing you out with grenades and everything. And it would be one thing if you could just move to a cover, while you're still injured and have it not, affect you, but they're still hitting you when you move cover. So it's like, it's so hard to just get to the point where you've regained your health and you're able to actually return fire. I just felt like I'm just sitting there waiting a lot. And it's just like, it just gets to be annoying.
John, that's one of the reasons I loved the Desert Eagle, because for most enemies, it was a one-hit kill. And so I was able to pop out quickly, hit the one shot, get back behind cover, pop it again, take out another guy. Whereas with the assault rifles, trying to stay up long enough to get enough bullets into an enemy was such a pain in the ass.
Yep.
And they're like, you just see, there's like 7 people that are crossing your screen, getting into cover, and you're like, oh my God.
Mhm. And it's not like you could be like, all right, I'm on the left side and I'll start shooting people maybe diagonally for me, the ones that don't have a shot on me. No, they're all just shooting at you from each area. And it's like,
Right.
okay, like I just gotta pop up, take some damage, and hopefully this guy dies with my 15 headshots to him.
I have a question. Did you guys at all in this last section, did you guys use atoms for targeting people?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, I did not. So I didn't know if I didn't even try. So I didn't know if at some point, because I think what a cool feature could have been this whole time that they're like very loyal to you and all this, but maybe at like this point when you try to give them an order, they just say like, no, like we're done taking orders from you. That would have been cool.
It's interesting that you say that, Devon, because the very next conversation after that firefight is one between Walker and Adams starts to speak his mind.
Not sure he's gonna pull through this.
It's a fucking broken arm. We both lived through worse.
You know damn well it's not what I'm talking about.
There's something on your mind. Why don't you say it already so we can get back to work?
This whole mission is fucked. We just took out a tower full of American troops.
They didn't leave us any choice.
You didn't leave us any choice. What the fuck happened to us, man?
Nothing. We're fucking soldiers.
Oh, I see. My mistake.
I agree with you, Devon. It would have been pretty cool if you told Adams to aim at someone and he said something like, fuck you, kill him yourself.
Right. And here is my favorite section ever.
Oh, really?
No, I hated this section. This was
Oh,
the worst spot for me.
No, I understand what you're saying. I was just saying I had a worse one.
Oh,
Did you?
This was the worst. This was the worst section. So I didn't realize, like, I know that they put the marker on there for you to run to the yacht. Like, as soon as you come out from that conversation, marker on the yacht, you have to get to the yacht. No. I went to the little boat that was right there, and the guy with the knife is charging you, take him out, but then everyone else is moving. They're all moving. They don't stop. They don't take a break. I died like 7 times here and had to redo this whole time. And this is the part where that heavy guy, yeah, nah.
I went to the boat too. That's the thing. I went to the little boat,
Oh,
took out the runner guy, and then took out the heavy guy, and then I was able to run to the yacht after.
how? They were up top shooting me. Dude, they were up top, trained on me from the side. Dude, literally.
I was injured.
Boat,
I was almost
dude,
dead, but I was able to run to the boat.
It was so bad, man. I died like 7 times.
I booked it right to the yacht. Right after that conversation with Adams, you exit one of the yachts that you're in, and enemies start swarming in from your right. So you have the option of running to the cover that's immediately there. It's a small piece of cover, nothing too fancy, nothing too helpful. Or you can run directly to the yacht, and that's what I did. Went straight there, hung out underneath, took out the heavy guy as he was coming, pretty much focused all of my fire into there. Then I went up on top of the yacht that we had to run to, just before something came in. That's right. One last time, everybody. One last time. I'm going to let you know right now. Darude makes their appearance. The storm actually comes and goes this time. So you got to fight through the entire storm. It actually wasn't too bad for me from up on top. I stayed on the top of the yacht, never moved from up there. I thought, you guys can come to me. If you want this, if you want some of this, you come up here.
I did that the third time because I think the first time I just died regularly. The second time, Peter was watching my stream. The second time I ran up there and literally I was just standing there, didn't know what was going on, and a dude had a rocket launcher, rocket to my face, dude. Literally, Walker just takes it and he goes, flies back, and I was like, oh, what happened, dude? Because you see me, I'm aimed in, and I'm shooting, and I'm watching this rocket just come at me. Just staring at it, and it just hits me in the face, and I just died. And I was like, dude, where did that come from? It was nuts. But yeah, I just made them come to me because they come up the stairs willingly. Bloodbath.
I don't remember if we talked about it, and if we did, I didn't remember when I played this. But like, I noticed this time that when you do like the aim focus during the sandstorm, like your reticle sways more, and then when I was trying to throw grenades, you don't actually have the sight target of like the
Oh.
arc of it.
I did not
So you
know
kind
that.
of just have
That's
to
really
like
cool.
blind throw it. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's neat. Like you don't get to be like, oh, I know where this is gonna go. It's kind of like chaotic. So I was like, that's cool.
That's sick.
I like that.
Very neat touches. Yeah, I like that a
Yeah.
lot. Gentlemen, we have finished the firefights in this chapter. We've made it through. I know your war-torn bodies were battered down, but you did it. I do just want to say I never died in that chapter.
All right,
Let's
fuck
go.
In this whole
Fuck you,
chapter?
Mr. Showbiz.
In this whole section? You know that?
Not
Or
the whole
just-
section. No, just the
Oh, okay.
chapter. Just this chapter.
Just chapter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
I
no,
hate you.
definitely
I
died in
I
the
take
next.
I take my fuck you
chapter.
back.
Right.
You didn't die at all. I was like, God, kiss my ass.
It's that deagle, baby. That deagle.
I wish I could have said that. In the next area, we hear Lugo. What I didn't mention earlier is that Lugo had to move from the yacht because there were too many soldiers. He had to retreat to safety, so he went into a refugee camp. When we walk through and we try to get to the refugee camp to find Lugo, Lugo radios us, and it does not sound good for him. He's being attacked. Could it be the 33rd?
Yo, Lugo, you read? Adams! Adams! Oh, shit!
Lugo, what's happening?
Fuck! I need help! They're closing in! Oh, shit!
Talk to us, Lugo.
Get the fuck! Just stay the fuck away from me! Get back! Get the fuck back!
Soldiers must have followed.
We gotta move.
Lugo, you still there? Lugo!
Çıkarlar ini koni! Ne? Basta! Basta Ben Amkon! Ben Amkon! You fucking bastards!
Run!
Get ready.
The rope! Fuck! Shoot the rope! Everyone back now!
Walker and Adams turn the corner to find Lugo being hanged, and he's not being murdered by the 33rd. He's being killed by the refugees, the people we are there to save. He has been strung up like a turkey.
Oh.
Oh,
Deadly
there it is.
premonition.
Throwback. Strung up like a turkey.
Walker and Adams shoot the rope. Lugo falls, and they rush to him to help him out.
Come on, get your ass up! You heard him! Back up right now! I said back the fuck up! Hurry up, Walker! Breathe, Lugo! They ain't taking the hit! God damn it, breathe! How's he doing? Answer me, Walker! Come on, Lugo! Is he breathing? Move back, or I will open fire! Damn it! These assholes ain't stopping, Walker! They're boxing us in! Damn it, Lugo! You better fucking pray he makes it. Let me take him, Walker. Sir, permission to open fire. I need you to give the word. Walker, give me the fucking word.
Yikers, dude.
Lugo has died.
Oh,
R.I.P.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was gonna like, that last second cough up.
yep.
I was like, shit. All right.
I was really hoping he would, and then
He is dead.
my boy.
Walker gets up slowly. The crowd is restless. Adams has been yelling at them to get back or he's going to open fire. The refugees will not let you leave. If you try to walk toward them, they will push you, punch you, throw rocks at you. There is one way to get them to move, and that is to fire your weapon. Who shot the refugees?
What's up, baby? That'd be me. Blasted them away. I've made every single choice up until this point. I ain't backing down. Get out my face. Dude, as soon as I tried to walk through and he pushed me back, I said, "Excuse me." No Russian, baby. No Russian. Didn't even care.
That's what I had flashbacks to, is the
Yep.
no Russian mission. I
Yep,
was
same.
like,
I
are
loved
you
it.
gonna fucking force me to shoot these people? I was like, what the shit?
I
was like,
loved
this sucks.
every second of it. Y'all killed my boy. It's over.
Yeah, I tried to walk through and they pushed me back and I was like, all right. And then and then Abson's getting more restless, and I was like, I tried to walk through a different portion, and they punched me, and I was like, motherfuck, they're gonna force me to do this. And then I shot my gun up in the air just to like test it, see if it would work, and then they all started to scatter and run. I was like, all right, good.
Oh, really? So you didn't have to kill him?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's what I did as well.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I thought it was weird because I was like, you get to choose like pretty much all these spots where like it feels like you get to choose. You do get to choose. So I was like, I can't believe they're actually going to make you like force you to do this. I actually got like mad for a second, and then when I shot there, I was like, all right, cool. I was like, that could have gone way worse.
And it did. And it did on my side. It went way worse. I blasted like 6 or 7 or 8 of them.
I was gonna say, did you have to kill all of them?
No. When you start to kill a few of them, they all start scattering and running. I kept shooting. I just kept shooting down range. Didn't even stop. Just,
all right.
just
I do want to say the first time I played this, I definitely shot them.
Oh, really? Damn.
It was out of anger that they killed Lugo. And I said, you brought this on yourself. I pulled a Walker move right there. I was like, you brought this on yourself. This time, I've changed throughout the years, and I was like, 2 wrongs, not going to make a right. There's no point in me killing you. That's not going to bring Lugo back.
Rip. Rip to those 8 people and rip to Lugo, man.
Well, me, I was like, I'm not going to kill a whole crowd of people over this. Like, I understand why they're so upset. I was like, it's...
Oh, I just thought, like, what if you had a grenade? Could you throw a grenade in?
Probably.
Oh, man,
You
regrets.
I know.
Jesus.
Like, I wonder if you threw it far enough and then they scattered towards it, and if it just boom, I'm playing through again.
Oh my God, you are so sadistic.
I'm playing through again. It's happening. You got to test these things out. It's a video game.
Well, now I know not to trust Devon around women and children.
Real life is completely different. I would not have shot at them in real life. I definitely would have shot up in the air. 100%.
Say that now.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know, man.
Unless I get hit with a rock, then it's a wrap. If I get hit with a rock, someone dying.
So like me, I'm like, I gotta do what I gotta do to get out of this, but I know there's gonna be repercussions after. That was my whole thought process with being him and making like a lot of these choices. So it's like, I'm not trying to do shit that's gonna make me get in more trouble than what I have to. Like I am trying to play this as if I am an officer, trying to get through this nightmare scenario.
After the refugees scatter, you're able to walk through their camp. They're not happy with you. They shout very angry things. Walker and Adams make it to this gate. They kick it open. Cutscene kicks in.
If you're listening, Colonel, here's what happens now. I'm gonna kill every last one of your men, and then I'm gonna kill you. Sergeant Lugo is dead. For that, I will give no quarter.
He's pissed.
What a line, huh?
Oh, yeah.
The next chapter contains a very major battle between Delta Force and the remnants of the 33rd. It is an intense battle, but before every intense battle, you gotta have that moment of silence. That moment where the characters just get to talk to each other, maybe say some words of comfort, or in Walker and Adams' case, some words of disgust. More so, Adams' disgust with Walker.
You okay?
Do I look okay to you?
What happened to Lugo isn't our fault.
Don't tell me what I already know. Lugo's blood is on your hands, not mine. Bang.
Konrad deserves to die, you know that.
And what do we deserve?
I think we both know the answer to that.
What do you guys think of that conversation?
I'm with Adams on this one, man. Shit is just shit's just wild, and Adams has had it like up to here. He's done.
I don't know why Adams is still following Walker
Right.
at this point.
I would have left.
That is a great question. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because that's it. This is all he has.
Right.
Mhm.
You drop into this area called Dubai Seaside. It's this little building, but it opens up to the 33rd's base. Their base of operations. And the firefight begins. And this is a long one, guys. This is a long one.
Oh, yeah.
How did this portion work out for you?
It was, like you said, it was a long one. It was kind of difficult, too. Like
Kind
we
of?
said throughout. Not kind of difficult. It was very difficult. Throughout this whole game, the whole popping out and getting shot and your health just getting shredded. It is tested so much through this section, especially like one particular spot in this section. I was beyond done, dude. I was like, all right, I just need to get done with this game now before I lose it.
Yeah, there's only one real spot in this that really, really got to me. Other than that, I kind of was at the point where you were talking about, Pete, where I was kind of taking everything slow and just trying to maneuver to the right spot and get the right shots on people. But yeah, one part gave me some specific frustration.
When the firefight starts off, it kind of ramps up, right? It starts with a good amount of enemies, but nothing too crazy at the start. Once you get past that initial battle, you have to go through a building. And when you come out on the other side, it's everyone's favorite scene.
Oh God. Yep.
This is the one. This is the one that I know everybody got angry with. Because this is where I died for the first time. I think I died 3, maybe 4 times. Before it can really start, the 33rd fire a mortar in your direction. Doesn't hit you, but when it lands, it causes Walker to go batshit crazy. Everything around him just turns into flames. Because everything is burning down, and you hear Konrad say,
"Welcome to hell, Walker."
Adding to the insanity are burning people who come charging at you. I don't know if they kill you if they get to you, because I shot them all before they got there.
Same.
They do.
They kill you?
But well, they start attacking you, and then you just come out of it. So it doesn't end in a death.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to take out the mortar encampment right away. Conveniently, there's a rocket launcher right at the wall in front of you.
How convenient. Who left this here?
You use that, and you take out the mortar encampment with ease. They go down pretty quickly. But now you have a bunch of pissed off 33rd soldiers on the other side of you. You have turrets. You have armored enemies. You have regular soldiers. You have so much on the opposite side. And you have to slowly work your way around in this specific format. You have to go to the left, move forward a little, run to the right, move forward a little, take over the turret, and then you can succeed. But there's a lot of pain and humiliation and torture along that route.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
So guys, let me know how you did. How did you fare in this firefight?
It took me like 3 tries, I think, after blowing up the mortar. Because I think when you're just getting peppered by a turret, just peppered, dude, it seems like he's never stopping, right? I didn't even try to like shoot in there or anything. At some point he does stop, so you gotta like kill the people across from you and then you can cross over. And I think that's what I did, just waited. Afterwards, when you have to move back to the right, I went at the most wrong time ever. I think I killed a couple guys as soon as the turrets were like done shooting, and then they just ramped back up again. That's when I started to move, and it was just Crossfire City, dude. I was Swiss cheese. And that happened to me like 2 or 3 times, and then finally I got it, and I was like, thank you, Lord.
It took me a lot of deaths to realize that, like, even when you can kill people off the turret, more just come and get on the turrets. And then, so you just had to make your way up to where they wanted you to go and kill people a specific way and then get to that point. It was kind of annoying. I wish you could have kind of tackled this more of like not in a sandbox way, but like if I'm taking people off the turret and everything like that, you know, I should be able to be rewarded for my accuracy and my, you know, my thought process. But
Right.
you know, it is what it is. It's fine.
They were
There's
like,
just
no,
a lot of death. Yeah,
you gotta do it the way we want you to.
a
Right.
lot of death.
It honestly didn't work out for me until I got the right combination of weapons, and that was getting the Scar with the grenade launcher. Because the moment I made it up to that bunker with the turret, I unloaded the grenade launcher. I said, all of you in this area are dying now. But I do want to point out something fun that happened. I had the SCAR with the grenade launcher, and I decided to use it on one of the enemies. When I looked at the ammo counter, I thought I only had one grenade, so I fired it. I ran up to the Humvee that you have to hide behind, and a little past the Humvee is another enemy. He's hiding around the corner. I did not know that I had another grenade, and I didn't know that I never switched back to the regular fire. So I tried to blind fire, and when I did, the guy turned and ran around the corner, and he ran face first into the grenade launcher that I blind fired from the Humvee. It was fucking glorious. It made me stop for a moment and just stare at the screen like, whoa.
Soldier in the open!
Oh
Fucking deleted, dude.
God, dude, dissipated. Just the Thanos snap.
Yeah.
Bro. Oh, that's awesome.
Literally the highlight of this game for me. Right there. I was so happy about it.
That was
That's awesome.
great. You just get jazzed up after that. You know, you're like, whoa, yeah, that was dope.
I was like, I'm making it this time.
I can do anything.
You just remind me too. There was in the first portion of this, of the, like, right when you go into this area, there's that first turret, and I was far enough away to have a sticky grenade where I was like trying to aim it, and it was going forward, and it was right on top of the turret.
Mhm.
So I just threw it, and the guy like ran away, and I was like, oh damn, I missed him, and I see him running away, and he was like. Like it's slow, and I was like, "Oh, that's sick!" I was like, "That's awesome."
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Not as cool as a grenade launcher to the fucking dome, but you know,
Right.
Unplanned. Unplanned.
One thing I'll say about this whole last like section that we played is that it's the first time I felt that they gave you adequate amounts of ammunition,
Yes.
where you didn't have to necessarily trade off guns. You could make it through, and they had like ammo boxes pretty steadily throughout, which was nice.
It's because they knew, dude. They knew what they were putting you through. So they were like, man, you know what? Fuck it. We'll give them all the ammo.
It was just nice. Like if you had a combination of weapons that you liked, you could just continue to refill it, which is good.
When you make it to the turret, there's another one that you get to hop on and use. And guys, this is where I let out a lot of my frustration.
Everything, dude. Let it rip. I was like, thank you. Rambo just holding the gun, just left arm up, just Oh,
Well,
yeah.
let me tell you my story about this. There's actually 2 turrets in this bunker. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes.
And he's like, get on the turret, and I get on the left turret, which is the one that was facing you when you go through. And I'm like,
no.
Going back and forth. I'm like, what the fuck am I waiting for? He's like, shoot! And I'm like, I don't see anybody, dude. So I just got off and went around the area, and all these guys just fucked me right like when I came out, and I was like, what the shit? I was like, what am I supposed to do? And then it respawned me here, and I was like, oh, there's a secret turret. I was like, damn it.
That's hilarious.
I hopped on the turret and right away just crouched down and blind fired the turret as hard as I could. I was like, yeah, let's go.
You crouched? I did not crouch one bit.
Oh, yeah. Crouched right away because I just thought the last thing I want is for them to be sharpshooters and take me out while I'm behind the turret. So I just crouched down to where they couldn't hit me, and I just let that thing do its job. Even though you got to the turret, the fight's still not over. You got to walk around to the other side, and there's more enemies, including a sniper. You take them all out. This was where I finally discovered it's the thumbstick to switch your shoulder that you're aiming over. I was very happy to have found that one out. I do want to say that I ended this fight in the coolest way possible. I was super excited about it, but I was also incredibly scared because I thought I was going to die. When you make your way out into the area, more enemies come down. I killed them as they came. Adams, I don't know what he was doing. He was just
he did the same thing for me.
Basically standing next to me, just looking at me. Like, what are you doing?
he got downed, and I had to revive him in the midst of a firefight. I was like,
Nice.
"Get behind cover, you idiot! Like, what are you doing?"
I'm surprised he didn't go down. I thought he was going to for sure, but he didn't. But he still didn't help me out.
Yeah.
This one soldier, the last one, flanks us and comes up at me, and I try to run toward him to take him out. Walker, for some reason, has an aneurysm and doesn't know like how to get to the cover that I want to use. So when he finally gets behind the cover, it's too late. The guy has already ran up on me. I get up, he melees me. I'm like, shit, I'm going to have to do this all over again. I melee him immediately after with the Desert Eagle, I gotta say. He goes down, I fire, and I walk up, and then I get to execute him, and it's an awesome execution.
Oh shit!
Oh my god.
Shoot him in the knee and then the face. Jesus Christ!
Go back to it. Go back to it.
Like the knee makes
Man.
him like sit up, and you shoot him right in the fucking face.
Oh my
damn.
god. Talk about brutal.
I was like, yeah! Who else wants some?
Peter's like, give me some more, bitches. Let's do it.
With that done, you head to the door to kick it open, but someone else kicks it open. Lugo kicks it open.
Motherfucker.
Lugo walks in there with an automatic shotgun,
Yes.
and you have to kill him.
Greatest boss fight of 2019.
It is kind of funny that they make this like a boss fight,
Right.
and your final boss fight is against Lugo. It's not really Lugo. It's a heavy armored enemy, but Walker is having a moment right now. That's
I
why
went
he
through-
sees
I
Lugo.
went through so many emotions. I first was startled when the guy busted through, then started shooting him and got mad because I was like, he's not even wearing a fucking helmet and he's not dying. And then I was like, oh shit, it's Lugo. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And then I realized what was happening, and I was like, oh, it's just a roller coaster.
Right.
During this fight, Lugo is yelling at you. He's saying things like,
You know, fucking hero! I tried to save you! You can't save anyone! I tried! This is all your fault! No!
when you finally kill him, he says,
Roger that. Moving
The
to
only
play.
villain here
We should
is
keep
you,
moving.
Walker.
They'll be on us soon.
There's only you.
Did you notice what happens when you kill him? So it says like friendly down.
does it?
whatever. Yeah.
I did
Really?
not notice
Instead
that.
of like enemy down there, it says like friendly down.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought that was cool.
That is awesome.
Damn, really hitting it hard in the feels.
And this gun
Almost-
is fucking amazing.
Almost as awesome. I was going to say, almost as awesome as the automatic shotgun that you get to pick up.
It's
This
so
gun-
good.
Oh,
Oh, man. I saw Devon clear the next room with
Dude.
ease.
In seconds, bro. I walked in there like Terry Crews. Remember this shit at Christmas? Just do going on. I was so happy. Oh, it was great. It
I
was glorious.
wish instead of a mission where you had like unlimited turret, like just give me an insane amount of ammunition with this to just tear through people, because it was
Oh.
so much. It was so satisfying just going through, just like just
So
tearing
good.
people apart. It was
So
so
good.
fucking cool.
Absolutely loved it.
You feel so powerful with this thing.
Yes.
This is truly a second penis.
Or in my case, the first penis.
You clear out that room with the AA-12 because I know you all use that gun for the rest of this portion.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was at this point I was sad that it was actually over. I was like, I want to keep using this shit, dude.
Exactly. The next fight, the next firefight is the final one. These are the last of the 33rd that you will have to kill. There's a heavy armored enemy. There's another turret. Honestly, this fight was super easy. I threw a couple flashbangs in there, and it made me regret not using flashbangs more throughout the game because it instantly stopped everyone. And I just popped up with the automatic shotgun and let loose.
Which I agree with you, and I should have known better, because anytime there's a prompt that comes up to have like Adams or Lugo throw one, I'd always do it, and it always stunned a whole bunch of them, and I would be like, oh, this is sick, but I never threw any of myself. Unless it was by accident when I was spamming grenades and they just happened to run out of everything except those.
I did it that one section where the striker comes in and drops them all off and you have to get to the yacht. I did it there a couple times. And like you said, it just stops everyone in their tracks.
With that firefight wrapped, we get a cutscene. And the final cutscene, chapter 14.
Shit! Here they come! Fuck you! Just shoot me! I'm standing right here! Come on! Secure the building! Shoot me, goddammit! Fucking shoot me!
This is your last chance, Walker. Surrender, or my men will cut you down.
Don't you dare! Well, fuck you then! I didn't come this far to surrender!
It's the only way inside that tower.
The fuck's sake! Give it up! The mission's over! We failed!
Not while I'm still breathing.
Fine! Then keep breathing! Run, motherfucker!
I have my quarrels with this part.
What are your quarrels?
My thing is, you get pushed over and you hear nothing but explosions and stuff like that. One could assume that, yes, Adams is dead. Definitely. But we don't see him die. So part of me is like, is he dead? But one would think, right, that he's dead. But there's a little piece of me that's like, like Bucky. Like, there's a part of me that's like, Bucky, man. This motherfucker's Bucky, bro. Like, we think he's dead, but there's a sequel gonna come out with Adams, man. I'm telling you.
I didn't care for this part. I thought it was kind of bullshit.
The running away part?
Or
just
him pushing you over, you not being able to see him die.
Right,
It kind of like finishes things, even though it kind of shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now seeing the whole story, there's definitely things that make sense, but like running to this next part, it's so confusing as to, I was very like, wait, what? Like, what's going on? I don't know. I didn't care for this section.
I liked it because it was the moment where Adams thought for himself.
Mm-hmm.
He
Well,
wasn't going to listen to Walker anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
He could have followed Walker, dropped his gun, and then they could have both surrendered. It makes more sense when you know the actual ending, and I'll dive into that a little more when we get to the ending. But just from that initial point, imagine being there. You think you're going to take out all the 33rd, and then the guy you've been following decides to surrender. And you're like, no, not after all this. You're just going to stop? No, not me. I'm finishing this.
Right.
Walker runs, explosions are happening, gunshots are heard, and then he gets flung by an explosion. We have finished chapter 14, boys. We are on the final chapter of the game.
It's the final chapter.
I'm sorry, Walker. But you knew it would end this way. Your friends dead. The world on fire. And you alone. You're a failure. Finally, something we have in common.
You know how bad he must smell right now?
No,
this is why I have like when I watch Walking Dead, this is what I think about all the time too. I'm like, can you imagine how bad these people smell the entire time?
Walker has made it to the tower. Guys, we're about to meet Konrad.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you got here, what were you thinking? What was going through your mind?
I said, wow, look at all this water.
Please, God, don't make me walk this whole section. And they make you walk. But yeah.
What?
I hate when games make you walk slowly through sections like this. Like when Destiny 2 made you do it when you're trying to get your light back. Like, God damn it. Because I need to look at every corner. So it just means I'm fucking walking that much farther and it's taking that much longer for me to get there. So, But no, I was excited to. I was like, oh, we're coming to the end here. This is the finale, the red carpet, the literal red carpet.
When I saw all the guys at first, like from the down angle, I said, "Man, those people are huge." And then I finally got up. I said, "Oh, okay, never mind. They're just regularly sized humans." At first, they looked huge from far away.
What Devon is talking about are the soldiers that are standing in the hallway. They are lined up in front of the elevator, and they address you as you approach them.
Captain Walker, we're all that's left at the damn 33rd. We surrender, sir. Dubai is yours.
Where is Konrad?
Where he's always been. Upstairs, waiting for you.
When you saw these men,
Yeah.
they stop, they surrender, they salute you as you walk by. What did you think?
I was confused. Very confused. I thought the people that Adams fought was the last of the 33. And, okay, let's pretend that they're not. I have no guns and I'm stumbling in and they could literally just fucking kill me right now if they wanted to. Like, why are they surrendering to me? This doesn't make any sense.
The elevator doors open up. Walker heads on inside, and we ride it all the way to the top.
Yeah, baby. You earned it.
The doors open once again, letting us onto the floor that Konrad is. We get to go in. Beautiful place he's got, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Beautiful room. Super exciting, guys, right? He's here. We're about to meet him. John painfully trudges up the stairs because he has to walk slow to get to this place.
No. I went to the other stairs that were behind it. I went up those and went to his desk and found another piece of intel. And then trudged down and trudged back up the stairs. This is what I'm talking about. Feel my pain a little bit, all right? Yeah.
I did not get that intel. I did not know that was there. At the top of the stairs, Konrad is there, and he is painting a canvas. Not just any painting, though. It is a painting of when you used the white phosphorus on those civilians.
I said it in my stream. Walker's biggest regret.
No matter how hard I tried, I never could escape the reality of what happened here. That was my downfall. There, finished. I hope you like it.
What the hell is going on?
Your eyes are opening for the first time. It hurts, doesn't it? Go on. What do you think?
You did this.
No, you did. Your orders killed 47 innocent people. Someone has to pay for your crimes, Walker. Who's it going to be?
At that moment, Konrad walks away from you. Guys, what was going through your head during this conversation?
How is he painting this when he wasn't even there? He would have known that we did this because obviously he's receiving all the radio briefings and everything through the 33rd. But how did he know that this is what it looked like? You know what I'm saying? So I was so confused. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I said, it's way too perfect because it's the same exact shot of what you see when they reveal that you killed the civilians, where it's the woman holding her, child. And I was like, there's no way he would like have known what it is. And I said, also, like, this is a huge fucking mural. Like, this happened hours ago, maybe. Like, how long does this guy fucking take to paint a goddamn mural? And then and I was like, oh, okay. This makes much more sense. All right.
Walker follows Konrad, but he's not there. He walked behind the painting, and he's gone. There's a man sitting in a chair overlooking the entire city. You walk up to the man in the chair. You can see that the man is holding a gun, but he's slumped over. And you find out that Konrad is dead and has been dead for some time. He shot himself. He dressed himself up prim and proper, failed his mission, and because he failed his mission and because he disobeyed orders, he shot himself.
But isn't that the cutscene you see at the beginning of the game where he's getting dressed?
Yes.
And everything?
Yes.
Yeah, the minute he disappeared behind the painting, I said, oh, it's going to be one of those. All right. All right. Here we go. Strapping.
Motherfucking Tyler Durden, baby. What's up?
It seems that reports of my survival have been greatly exaggerated.
This isn't possible.
Though I assure you, it is. How? Not how. Why? You were never meant to come here.
We have our orders. Leave the city, radio command from outside the storm wall. They send in the cavalry, we go home.
What happened here was out of my control.
Was it? None of this would have happened if you just stopped. But on you marched. And for what?
We tried to save you.
You're no savior. Your talents lie elsewhere.
This is your fault, goddammit!
Stop right there, Lugo.
He wouldn't listen!
We didn't have a choice!
He turned us into fucking killers!
This isn't my fault.
It takes a strong man to deny what's right in front of him. And if the truth is undeniable, you create your own.
What the hell happened?
I don't know, he just stopped moving.
Walker, snap out of it!
I get it. We have to choose.
The truth, Walker, is that you're here because you wanted to feel like something you are not. A hero.
Lugo! You left me to die!
I'm here because you can't accept what you've done. It broke you.
Colonel? Colonel, please.
What's going on, Walker?
It's Konrad. He did it. All of it.
You needed someone to blame, so you cast it on me. A dead man. I know the truth is hard to hear, Walker, but it's time. You're all that's left, and we can't live this lie forever.
What did you think, guys?
Just a bomb, dude. Literally, like a bomb went off. I was literally sitting there just like, wait. We are psychotic, bro. The desert, dude. The desert got to us. The heat, everything got to Walker. Dude, the fact that he said literally in the beginning, we have our orders. We leave the city. Radio from outside the wall. They didn't even have to go in. Literally from the start, you never even had to get onto, like, you never had to go down to the street or anything. Could you just, like, walk backwards in the game? Like, bro. Oh, my God. It was just so wild. So mind-blowing.
I mean, it is his fault, but it isn't also to an extent. Some of the stuff he did definitely factored into it, but there's shit that's going on. If you're operating without all the knowledge of what's going on, you're going to make decisions sometimes going to be the bad ones, which this is where I was just like, all right. Like they show, you know, the broken radio and that he
Right. Let me list some of the things that they showed in that cutscene for our listeners. They do a bunch of flashbacks. So when you heard those flashback scenes, what they were showing was when you had to make the choice underneath the street sign with the two men hanging, those were actually just two dead bodies. And Lugo and Adams were just staring at each other thinking, what is wrong with Walker right now? So when you go back and play those parts and you hear Adams and Lugo saying, what are you doing? We got to get out of here. It's because they're seeing dead bodies.
Right.
And you are making, and Walker is making this up that there are two live people and you have to choose between one or the other. The other thing is the radio that he picked up to talk to Konrad was broken. There was no one talking back to him. He made the voice in his head.
I feel like John's going to ask something that I'm thinking.
What's that,
So
John?
what I'm saying is, like, so going back to the part with the guys that are hanging, there's people that you're fighting afterwards. Like, are those all figments of his imagination then too? Or
who knows?
Or what?
Guess what Walker is?
An unreliable narrator.
An unreliable narrator.
Oh my God.
Because
bro.
he is insane. He is absolutely batshit crazy. He is York 2.0.
So, like,
Can we stop playing games with people with mental disorders?
John's gonna start going crazy now.
I'm just gonna put Snake in that category for fucking thinking he's riding a rocket and jumping off of it.
None of that actually happened. You just see the other characters looking at Snake like, dude, what are you doing? And he's just standing there. Woo!
He's like, ha, ha, yeah. Like, okay, dude.
He's throwing rubble at himself.
Yeah, so like, you know, it's going through all flashback, a whole bunch of different things. The people hanging that are actually dead, the radio that's busted. So it weirded me out too, because then I was like, all right, the radio dude, like, are they the 33rd's operating without a head, right? Mm-hmm. And they're kind of just gone rogue at this point. The radio dude kind of was the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Even though like he wasn't the leader. Like it was really threw me for a loop.
Wow. That's crazy.
The 33rd's head was chopped off when Lugo shot the radio man.
Wow.
But even before that, when what's his face killed himself.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd have to sit here and try to digest it a little more. It's just it's difficult to figure out, like you said, what actually happened and what didn't happen.
We're not done yet, folks, because we now have a choice. There is a choice to be made. Konrad raises a weapon toward you.
I'm going to count to 5, then I'm pulling the trigger.
Not real. This is all in my head.
Are you sure? Maybe it's in mine. 1.
No. Everything.
All this. It was your fault. If that's what you believe, then shoot me. 2.
I didn't mean to hurt anybody.
No one ever does, Walker. 3.
Once Konrad makes it to 5, he's going to shoot you. What did you guys think at this point? What did you guys think? Don't tell me what you did yet, but what were you thinking right at this point?
In my head, I was thinking, no, he's not going to shoot you. Maybe you'll shoot yourself. And I was just like, okay. What am I going to do then? I had no idea. Like, I literally had no idea. I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I just let him keep talking. And I was just like, nah.
Yeah, I was didn't know what was happening. And then I started moving the controller and found out that I kind of, like, if I looked towards myself, I ended up putting, like, the gun to my head. Oh. And then if you look more towards Konrad, the gun points to him. So I was like, okay, so you can choose who to aim the gun at.
And with that, John, that means that you can shoot Konrad and end the sequence. What did you guys do?
Shot Konrad.
I also shot Konrad.
Damn, nobody let Konrad shoot because I shot Konrad as well.
I was thinking about it. I was like, maybe I'll just let him shoot me just so I can see what happens. I was like, but I really don't want to play through this game again. Nah, I'm just going to pull the trigger. Whatever.
Well, the game ends. The way it ends, if you let Konrad shoot you, is Walker shoots himself.
Right. It's the same as if you shoot yourself or if he shoots you. I looked all this up afterwards, after I finished everything.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So it's pretty much you punishing yourself for your sins in Dubai. And that's how the game ends. It's different if you shoot Konrad.
It takes a strong man to deny what's in him.
Stronger than you were.
Whatever you say, Walker. No matter what happens next, don't be too hard on yourself. Even now, for all you've done, you can still go home. Lucky you.
With Konrad shot, he's gone. The Tyler Durden has been taken out. You will no longer be bothered by him. You even lose those other soldiers. The ones that were saluting you at the bottom of the elevator, they didn't exist.
Nope.
They were not real. The real last of the 33rd were back there fighting Adams.
What now, sir? Huh? The men are asking. What do we do now?
We complete our mission.
And what mission would that be, sir?
Just get me a goddamn Radio?
That man that was talking to Walker in the scene about what mission they need to finish, just a figment of Walker's imagination. When he turns around, he sees that he's not there. And Walker realizes that he is all alone.
This is Captain Martin Walker, requesting immediate evacuation of Dubai. Survivors. One too many.
And the credits roll.
Just as
Yeah,
Conrad said, you will be all alone.
I was a little upset by how it ended. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's kind of stupid.
But it didn't end there.
Right.
Correct.
We have one more scene.
I'm very excited here.
Which made me happy. I was like, okay, good. It's not just, it's not just that.
We're still in Dubai. It's daytime. Humvees roll up toward the tower. Stepping out of the Humvees are U.S. soldiers. They see Walker sitting on the steps. He gets up. He's wielding his automatic shotgun like a boss. The soldiers then approach Walker and say,
Captain Walker.
He's armed.
It's okay. Hold your fire.
I don't understand. What's he doing? Look at his eyes. Something's not right.
Captain Walker, we are here to help. But first, I need you to lay down your weapon.
He's not complying.
He's shell-shocked. Give him a second. Just hand me your weapon, Captain.
you have a choice here. You can drop your weapon, or you can open fire and try to kill all the soldiers. There are a total of 3 different endings in this one sequence.
He's also wearing Konrad's shirt,
jacket,
by the way. Yeah.
He is wearing Konrad's jacket.
He's a fucking psycho, dude. And so am I.
You can drop your weapon. If you drop your weapon, the soldiers take you with them, and they take you home. You can open fire, and if you open fire and die, the ending is you died. But you got to take out a couple more people before you perished.
Well, I think it from what I read, it says it goes to an audio clip of when Konrad and Walker were in a mission together before. And
Kabul.
Yeah, and it Walker says something to Konrad, and Konrad says, you know, you do your mission and then you die, along the lines of that.
The final one is if you successfully kill all the soldiers, you remain in Dubai as the ruler of Dubai, the ruler of nothing.
The conqueror of sand and storm.
What ending did you get?
I dropped my weapon in their ass, baby. I started shooting. I didn't even get to the point where he said shell shocked. I just started blasting, bro. I just went off, dude. I went off and then I died.
Oh.
I took out 3 of them. I think either 2 or 3, and then I got wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. And then you just see Walker, he's laying there and he's convulsing and he's spitting up blood, and the soldier standing over him, and they're just like, I forget what they say, but they're just standing over him, and then the audio file takes over. You just see him slowly just stop breathing, and then it just pans up and away, and you just die in Dubai, baby.
I know which one Pete did. I know he did because I know what he did the first time, and I know how Pete is. So, but can I guess what you did, Pete?
Yeah, you can guess what I did.
I'm gonna guess the first time you dropped your weapon.
No.
First
time I killed them all.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, I was gonna say Pete killed them all this time because he never loses. Figured he would have been nice and dropped his weapon the first time. So I don't know what Pete did. And
I dropped my weapon this time.
Yeah, I dropped my weapon.
Those are a bunch of fucking white caps, bro. You guys just fucking just.
Nah, bro. My whole thing was like, I have to answer for what I did.
Exactly.
That's what.
Oh, I answered, baby. I died.
That's why I killed Walker, or that's why I killed Konrad, and that's why I dropped my weapon.
Suicide was the easy way out for Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Thought, no, can't go out like that. You have to go there, answer for your crimes.
Mm-hmm.
So the ending that John and I got, you hop into the Humvee, They drive off, and the soldier has one question.
You know, Captain, we drove through this whole city to find you. We saw things. You don't mind me asking, what was it like? How'd you survive all this?
Who said I did?
Damn. Psycho.
And the game is officially over, gentlemen. We have finished it.
Damn. We did it. Season 3, dude.
What did you think?
I thought that it was a very well-made game. Typical, like, third-person shooter. It was really just the story. And I think they did a really good job, like we said before, with the environments. They didn't just make it all bland and sand, and they threw color in there. We were in different areas at different times. We saw a lot of different landscapes. The dark tones in this game, amazing. Absolutely amazing. I feel like you felt what was going on in Dubai. You completely felt what these people were feeling and what the soldiers were going through and like what Delta Force was going through, and you just felt it. And you were like, damn, dude, this is rough. It almost like gives you appreciation for what these people actually go through in real life. Like, this sucks. This sucks. But I thought they did a great job with the game. It was amazing.
I think I agree with a lot of what Devon says. Like, I appreciate the darker story. I don't think a lot of games, do that all too much. The biggest thing I can say is I think the choice factor in it was really cool, because it's not even like a lot of it was just a binary choice. There's times where I was like, well, I don't want to choose either of those things. And then I would do something else and it actually worked. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, that's not just like you force you into a choice that maybe you didn't want to do. So I appreciated that. I think the gameplay is serviceable. There's nothing too egregious to go against. Lengthwise, I think it would be like a perfect length. We sectioned it off into 4. I think you could easily beat it in 2 sittings. Definitely like 3 or anything like that. And I think if you do it in those type of chunks, it actually might even be, I think, a more enjoyable experience.
Right.
To kind of just like blow right through it. Overall, it was a good story, and it was a fun time. I enjoyed it.
One other thing, I think having 3 characters in here with all different perspectives of what's going on, it really speaks of their like humanity of what they're going through and how they're taking these things. The humanity of the soldiers, each one of them, they all changed differently throughout this. And it was crazy. It was great. Loved it.
Totally agree with you guys. And I do love what Devon pointed out, is that the change you see in each of the characters over time is incredibly apparent. It's right there. You can see not only their physical appearance change, but you can see that their mentality and their thoughts on the situation develop constantly after each situation occurs. Like you guys said, the third-person shooter gameplay of it doesn't really do anything to stand out, but it's the story, the characters, the performances, the music I'll add in, because I love the licensed music that they have in there. Too bad you can't play it on anything because you get copyrighted. It all comes together to form something that I think gamers really should give a shot. I don't think you should pass up on this game if you have the opportunity to play it. It's definitely worthwhile to see what they did with both the story and the dark tones. They definitely accomplished something that you don't see often, and it's worth going through.
So I think it's also a game that if you played through it a second time, kind of like Deadly Premonition, you can see things differently than when you first experience it. So that would be my question to you, Pete, is obviously it's been a long time since you played it. The main beats of the story, but did you look at anything differently playing through it a second time, or did you feel any differently towards a certain character going through the second time?
I definitely did see certain things that hinted toward the ending, and I wish I was paying more attention to everything that was going on. But there were scenes like when you had to make the choice between the 2 people hanging from the street sign. When we got there, I knew that the choice was nothing and it meant nothing. But it was fun to see what you guys thought of it, because you didn't know what
Right.
that was actually like. So going through it again definitely opens your eyes to certain scenes. I wish that I had gone through it again closer to the first time I beat it, so I could have had an easier time recollecting everything.
Right.
Whereas playing it now, there were a lot of details that I probably did miss because I didn't remember every single thing that happened in the story.
Right. Even just right now, like retroactively looking back, I kind of feel I'm a little bit more sympathetic to the radio man. As much as you kind of feel like he's a dickhead throughout the entire thing, it's just a fucked up situation, and
Right.
they're leaderless at that point, and they're kind of just surviving and trying to figure out what they're doing throughout this whole time. And like, we're going at it as this guy is evil and they're trying to kill people and we're trying to stop them. But it's like it's just a whole different thing. So it's like even just looking back on it, I'm like, damn, all right. It's like it makes you feel a little different.
One of the things that I want to return to is what we talked about a little bit earlier, which was the scene with Adams where he pushes Walker over the barricade. Walker is crazy, has been talking to this man the whole time. In that scene, you hear Konrad say, "Surrender or else my men will kill you." So Walker decides to drop his gun. Imagine being Adams in that moment. All these men show up. You're ready to fight them. And when you turn around, you see your captain dropping his weapon. And you don't know why.
Right.
Right.
And you're not thinking that if you surrender, they're going to let you live. Because they're not. They're going to kill you.
Yeah.
But Walker is just insane. So that's when Adams finally has it and decides to punch him over and tell him, "Run away. Fine, you run. I'll finish them off."
I'm starting to think that neither of them survived the plane crash.
Who knows?
Because now I'm trying to think about it. Walker sees Lugo in the sand, getting pulled in as if he died before he actually died. If they fucking died in a helicopter crash and it's just Walker going through the whole thing, it's just this like almost funny enough like a movie video game scene of this whole like finale of him going up and talking to Konrad when they're just dead in a fucking helicopter and he just finds out he's crazy.
Right.
In the end, it's like I don't know. It's weird that he would know that Lugo is dead before, and obviously there's no premonition of Adams dying, but that end is a little weird just because if that's really all the rest of the 33, I don't know. It doesn't make sense that there's nothing shown. They had helicopter come in, they had Humvees come in, and it's just Adams that's there defending it, and there's explosions. Why would we not assume that the helicopter didn't just blow up Adams? I don't know. It's just weird. It's just either way, it's a weird to me story choice to not show anything, even if it could have been just like when Walker's running away from that whole situation, just like have a little cutscene of him like turning around and seeing something happen, whether it be like Adams, lighting a fuse to all these fucking ammunition crates or whatever, exploding everything, doing something to kind of give that finale point other than just us assuming because we heard explosions and had some big light flashes that something happened and it ended the 33rd.
At the same time, the game is through Walker's perspective. He never looked back, so we don't get to see what's happening because we have to follow Walker the entire time.
Oh no, I get that. I just think that they should have done something like that because it's just weird to kind of leave it in that open-ended, don't know what happened kind of way.
I think it's one of those things where they wanted you to come up with what happened. Kind of like leave it to the audience's imagination. I mean, I get what you're saying, and I would have liked to have seen something, but they didn't want to show you anything because they wanted that open-ended.
Well, it just it's confusing because you stroll up there and they're like, this is the last of the 33rd, which again, I don't know how you would know it's the last of the 33rd, but okay. Then he runs away, explosion, you're assuming that they all died, and then you stroll up to Conrad's place and there's more 33rd, so it wasn't the last of the 33rd, which obviously he's crazy and he's imagining this, but then they're like, oh, we surrender and everything. It's just it's for a game where they don't really leave everything else open-ended. It's weird that they make that one last piece just kind of like unanswered. I thought they could have done that part a little bit better.
Going along with what you said about you thinking that they died in the plane crash, I'm pretty sure one of the developers or one of the people who worked on the game have the same theory about their own game. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
They died in the helicopter crash.
Like all of them, or just
all
Adams and Lugo? Oh, okay. I can see that too. I mean, they're fucking superheroes if they didn't die.
Right.
After all the
he
shit
did
they've been through.
fall off of a building, so
right,
and survive. Another theory that I read online, and I wish I remembered who it was, but I did read this on Reddit. Someone had the theory that Lugo and Adams aren't real.
The whole time?
The whole time.
Oh, wow.
Their theory...
So he's crazy right from the start?
Yeah. Their theory is that those are two parts of Walker's personality. Lugo is the comedic side. Adams is the mission focused and we have to rescue people. That's that side. And when he loses Lugo, notice how he becomes all serious. And then when he loses Adams, it then becomes him just by himself not knowing how to react or how to handle any situation.
Bro.
It makes sense because every time I select for them to shoot someone, I have to kill them anyway. So, you know, it makes sense that it's the same person. No, that's a cool theory, though. I like that. So is he just like a member of the 33rd that's just fucking gone nuts?
Yeah, he could have just been a crazy soldier that decides to walk in there.
That's crazy to think about because if you, like how you said, like you lose your two parts, think about the sections when you played when you were by yourself. You were kind of like helpless and you just had like one weapon and you had to kind of gather everything yourself. Man, that's wild. That's a crazy theory. I like that one. I like that one a lot.
I have to look at some other theories online, see how they play out.
That is it, gentlemen. We have finished Spec Ops The Line. I hope you guys enjoyed it overall. It sounds like you guys did.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, overall, I liked it.
For those of you who played with us, for those of you who followed our series until the end, thank you so much. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out our other seasons. If you haven't yet, we know you'll have fun with them, especially the Deadly Premonition one. Let me tell you, become one of John's favorite games.
Yeah.
But that is it for this episode of the BWG Game Club. That is it for this season. That is the season finale of Spec Ops The Line. Who knows what we'll play next? Maybe something with a reliable narrator.
Sounds like we're not, but
ever.
John loves these games.
Maybe that's just all video game. Maybe they're just like there's a big board meeting of directors and they're like, nah, he doesn't have to make sense.
But we will be back with another game soon. And if you want to join us, if you want to talk with us, if you want to discuss the game with us, if you want to discuss this game with us, feel free, join our Discord. You can do that by selecting the link that is in the description of the YouTube video you're watching or in the description of the listening platform you are currently using. For our next game, if you want to watch us, well, you can. There's a way. John.
You can follow us over at the Black and White Gaming Twitch channel, BLKWHT Gaming. If you don't have the game, you don't want to play it, you just kind of want to hang out, chill out, watch us play, you can go follow us there, and we will stream the section that we're going to be talking about each time. And then guess what? If you don't want to watch us do it live, we're going to post it on our YouTube channel, Black and White Gaming YouTube channel. We'll post the vid there so you can watch it at your own leisure. And you can get the same feel of what we're going to talk about. And again, join into the Discord. Ask us, discuss, do whatever you want. It's great. We make it easy for you.
You can also take us on the go in case you can't watch the video, because I understand watching an hour and a half video might be tough, but guess what? There's a way to take us on the move. Devon.
Hey, we're moving. Listen, if you don't want to see our beautiful faces, which shame on you, but if you don't have time to see our beautiful faces, you can listen to us on all our listening platforms that we're on. We are on Spotify. We are on Stitcher, Google Play Music. We're on iTunes as well. I don't think I missed any.
SoundCloud.
At all. Oh, I missed one. SoundCloud, the cloud of sound. We're on there as well. So check us out there. If you're on the go, if you got a break and you want to listen to it, if you're working out, whatever you're doing, give us a listen. Give us a follow on all of them. Give us a rating. You can leave a comment on there. Just do it. Interact with us and we'll interact with you.
Yeah, it's like Devon said, whatever you're on, give us a thumbs up, leave a rating, give us a follow. We appreciate it. Helps us out. Or just feel free to tell us what we could do better. We'll take that too. All right? Let us know.
Definitely. After we're done crying, we'll
Exactly.
make the changes.
If you think we're kind of cool, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram, BLKWHT Gaming. Feel free to head over there. That's the same tag as our Twitch channel. So be sure to give all of them a follow.
If you also think we're three soy boys, you can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Right? You don't even have to think we're cool. You can just do it for the hell of it.
Yep.
You're breathtaking.
Lastly, if you want to reach out to us in a more private sense, feel free to email us at blkwhtgaming@gmail.com. That is it. I'm your host, Peter Hoy, with my friends, Johnny Bag of Donuts.
Catch you guys later.
And Devon, the light-skinned Aaron Yeager. Well, the dark-skinned Aaron Yeager, probably, right?
Because he's
white.
He's
He's
lighter than me. Don't worry. I ain't biting this. I'm going to work on my omnidirectional gear, baby. I'm out.
We are Black and White Gaming, and we hope to see you next time.